Hello everybody, how are you? This is Gamble with Jimmy. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and play a Baccarat session. I will be in Sacramento, California on October 30th. If anybody in Sacramento, I'll be at the Hard Rock Casino doing a Baccarat one-on-one training. And then I will be leaving to go to Las Vegas on Halloween, and I'll be there on Halloween in the 1st, and then I will be heading back to Tampa, Florida. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play just kind of based on what the board is telling me to play. So as you can see, there's no history yet. What I would prefer to do is start around here. But we'll start brand new, okay? All right. Okay, so we get a win. And let's just go ahead and press that same side. Okay, we lose. Let's go ahead with the banker and press that to 75. Okay, let's check the board. All right. A little early to tell. Let's go ahead and go with player for 50. There we go. All right, so we're down $50. Let's go with the chop. We'll go 50 on banker. Okay, we're back to $100 down. All right. Now what we're going to do here, we have to respect this here. So every time I see 3 like this, I do not ever do the chop. It doesn't mean it won't be a chop. I just respect the winner. So you could either go with the winner here or take it off. I like to take it off. Okay, so banker does get the win. All right, we're going to go with player here. We'll go with the chop. Let's do 100 on player. There we go. All right, so we're back to even. All right, let's go with the chop. Let's go $50 on banker. There we go. All right, so we're up $47. We're going to try to win 500, okay? All right, let's go with player. We're going with the chop. Let's go just a quarter. Okay, let's stay with the chop. Let's go 50. Okay, let's go 125. All right, so we lost all 3. And guess why? Why did we lose that last one? Anybody tell me why we lost that last one? Yeah, we made a mistake. Remember our rule. 1, 2, 3. We should have stopped there. We lost that $125 for no reason because we were not paying attention, okay? All right, now guys, real quick, go to gamblewithjimmy.com, and this is where you can access your training. Just click on training options and click on Baccarat training. Remember, guys, that we don't play every hand. I cannot show you the tricks that I use to win. I'm a very big winning player in the game of Baccarat. And this is the one that I would recommend that you get, is called the Total Package. That's going to teach you everything you need to know. Your bet sizing, your money management, your triggers. This gives you the tricks that you need, okay? Now, I do have a lot of good, cool strategies on here that you can buy separately. The player trigger, the Baccarat drop. This is a really good one. This is the Genius Wager. The Genius Wager Baccarat strategy. And then this is my most recent one, which is called the Baccarat 2026 Killer. Okay? You guys can check that out. Support the channel at gamblewithjimmy.com. All right, let's get back to doing our thing. All right, so what are we going to do here, guys? We're going to take this one off. Okay, so banker wins again. We got a long run for banker. Just let it go. All right, so it went back to a chop. All right, now we have a little more of the board so we can evaluate a little better. I never play from the beginning, so I'm just doing it because I'm providing you entertainment tutorial here. So if I was looking at this, I would say, hey, so far chop system is the way to go. Just respect the third drop. So we'll stay at that. Let's go with banker. Let's go 50 bucks on banker. Okay, that's a blazing 7. That's a 50 to 1 right there. So that would 25 would win 1,250, and we would have just won that. So we'll repeat it. Oh, almost. Now if this was a 3-card 7, oh my God, that would be 200 to 1. $25 would win 5,000. That's my favorite bet, by the way, is the blazing 7. So we won that one. Let's go with player. Let's go 50 on player. Okay, let's go 100 on player. There we go. All right, let's go 50 on banker. You notice that I'm going up on my bet size to start the first one. That's because we're behind a little bit. So we're going to have to kick it up a notch. Okay, so we're only down a little bit of money now. Let's go player, but I'm only going to go a quarter here. Okay, I should have went 50, but that's okay. All right, let's go banker. All right, there we go. We're pretty much back to even, guys. All right, finally in the profit. All right, now, here's what I usually like to do when I see, so you see how you have a little bit of a drop here, a little bit of a drop here, and then you got straight chops here. All right. What I actually like to do when I see multiple chops like this, I like to come down and bet the second winner. I know that might seem a little crazy, but I don't ever expect it to just keep going chop, 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 chop. I have seen boards that do that, so it is possible. But I am going to start doing a drop on each one, okay? So we're going to go 50 bucks on player to drop. Damn, I'm good. All right, so what I'll do now is the chop. I'll do the chop on banker. Nope, looks like we're going to have a little player run. All right, we'll go with the winner here this time. Yeah, the winner wins. So let's just stay with the winner. There we go. Pick up as many wins as we can get this run. We tied with a 9. All right, it switched. All right, so we caught a little bit of a run there, so we're up almost 100 bucks. All right. So once again, this board is very, very easy to read. It's pretty safe to just keep playing the chop, but you have to stop after 3. Okay, so we'll go with the chop until it tells us otherwise. Okay, just stay with the chop. All right, we're on a roll. All right, so we got a drop here on banker. I'm gonna take this one off. All right, so banker wins again. So we'll let banker win now. We'll let it do its thing. We're gonna take it off. Banker wins again. All right, so went back to player. Let's go back with our chop here. Let's stay on banker for 50. We're going to get that win. All right, we're at 188, guys. We're trying to get to 500. All right, so let's go back to the chop. All right, let's go with player here. Let's go. Let's see if player can drop a little. Nope. Let's clear this. Let's see what we want to do. All right, let's go with the chop. $50. There we go. Chop. All right, I think player is going to want to drop this time. Let's try it. Let's try go with player drop. All right, we did a nice little run there. We're at 263. We're halfway there. All right, so I think we'll go back to the chop system. So, guys, really, let's evaluate this board. It's a very simple board. I mean, this is a no-brainer, guaranteed win every single time. So if you go from here to here, here's our 25%. You have 4 sections of 25%. You have the first section, the second section, the third section, and the fourth section. You evaluate it based on each 25%, okay? This is 100% a chop board. Respect the third drop and you'll be fine. Now you start the second 25%. This is again 100% a drop board. So our chop board. So what happens here? You respect the third. You don't lose here. You stop here, you go, it chops, you go to your chop and you win. It comes to 3, you respect the drop, you don't play anymore. You either go with the winning side or you don't bet. It goes back to a chop. You play the chop. You lose, you win. You win. You lose, you win. You lose, you lose, you lose. You stop. You stop, you stop. It goes back to the chop. What do? You go back to the chop here on blue. Okay? And you win. See what I'm saying? So, it's a very simple board. I mean, Baccarat is simple, guys. I mean, I win almost every single time I play. As a matter of fact, me and my friend, we just had a talk with the pit boss because we're up over 40 grand in the last 30 days. And we asked the pit boss if there's any concern about being banned. And he said, no, we don't ban you because you're an advanced player. We would only ban you if you were counting cards, and we only worry about people counting cards if it was blackjack. So if it's not a game that we're worried about you counting cards, your advanced play is just beneficial for you. So they have no interest in banning me. Now, keep in mind, I mean, it's not like I'm winning $10,000, $20,000 a day or anything like that. But we're winning players is the bottom line. Okay, and Baccarat is not just based on how much you win each day. It's really more about the money management side and the bet sizing. Obviously, understanding, which way what you should switch to, which strategy you should switch to. That's why I recommend the training for you guys. But you'll get to a certain point where you become a professional. And people who have a hard time controlling their profits and continue to play, don't take profits, get greedy, do weird bets that try to chase your losses and things like that. I would rather you lose a small amount and just shake it off, because like I explained, it's a business, and it's not about winning every day, and it's also not about winning every hand. There's a lot of times I lose 4 in a row, so it's no big deal. The way that I play, even winning 1 out of 5, I'm still going to make a profit. Okay, so let's go right back. Now, guys, let's talk about something here. What is most likely the side that would drop here? Player. But we don't do it based on, well, I think player is going to drop. No, we're going to stick to what's working. And then if we feel that the player will drop, we'll bet player. You see what I'm saying? We switched to the chop, and the chop won. So don't look back at what player did. I don't really like to play like that. I think most of you guys do. I don't. All right, so we're at 312. So we only need $200 more, guys. That's all we need. So our goal is 500. Now 500 is the perfect goal because it's so realistic, and it's a safe goal. It's a very safe goal. Anything over 500, sometimes, you're getting a little greedy, and it could go backwards, and you're not respecting money, So let's go with the chop here. Let's stay with the chop. All right, so this is a good shot for player to drop again. So instead of the chop, we will go with player here. Why? Well, player is the one that has the history of dropping. They both do. I mean, you got drops here and here. But I just think that it's possible. There's no guarantee, but it's possible that player will drop. Okay, it didn't. All right, so we'll go back to our chop. We'll go 50 here. Now this is where you get a little frustrated because you're like, oh no, I'm getting close to my 500 and I'm going backwards. Now what I tell you to do when that happens, when you start going backwards and you were close to your goal, I go ahead and recommend that you cash out. Okay, you're up $237. And I always recommend that when you go backwards, because you guys got to remember something. We have to go up here. We have to go up here. We either going to go with the chop, or we're going to say, okay, let's try to see if this can drop. So what happens is you have to bet bigger. You have to bet bigger and bigger. And what happens when you lose? This goes lower and lower. And you're basically giving back the casino's money that they gave you. You cannot play like that. You cannot play like that. You cannot be so hard-headed and so greedy that you say, well, I'm not at 500 yet. I was at 300, and now I'm only at 237, and I'm just going to keep playing because I got to get up to 500. No, you don't have to get up to 500. Take what the game is giving you. That is what I teach you. In today's tutorial, I'm going to go to 500 because I'm showing entertainment. And I'm showing you that I can do it. I am not doubting that you can't do it. I know you can do it. If you take my training, you can do it for sure. But I'm saying that that's not a professional player. If you're playing every day and your goal is to be able to do this for a living, how are you going to do it for a living if you're not even able to take a $237 profit? All you got to do is get up and leave. What is so hard about that? You're not playing for fun. All right. Here we can go either with the drop or the chop. I'm going to go with the chop. I'm going to go with the chop. Could be the wrong side, but I'm just going to go for it. All right, I got it. So I'm back to my 337. Now the reason why I didn't go with the drop, most of you guys are going to look back and say, it used to drop before. Yeah, but only 2 times out of the whole freaking board. Only 2 times it did that. What is the majority of the board doing? Chopping. So let's go with the chop. All right, let's go with the chop. What are we chopping here? We're chopping banker. Okay, that's a tie, so just repeat it. Yeah, it's hard to beat a 7. All right, so we got 2 in a row on player. So this time I'm going to go with the drop because it's the second time that it's doing it. So I just want to see if I can catch a early long drop. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to see if I can get lucky and catch a long drop. And that's so far what is happening. There we go. There we go, guys. Let's bring this to the 500. Let's go. The 8 got us. No problem. We did good. All right. Let's go back to the chop. Four tie. There we go. All right. Let's go back to the chop. Okay, we lose. Let's go 50 on the chop. Okay, we lose. Okay, guys. So right there, we had a great opportunity to get to 500. We're only at 312. I can easily get to 500. Super easy. What I would do to do it is I would do everything that you've been seeing me do. But when I start my new one, so here, obviously, we would take this one off, or we would go with the winner. So what I would do, which one I'm going to go with, instead of starting with a quarter, I would start at 50. And then if I lose, I'd go to 100. And then if I lost, I'd go to like 250. Now, I don't just keep going up and up. You got to get the training, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this as a professional Baccarat player who doesn't have to work and can actually make his living playing for 30 minutes to an hour a day, 4 or 5 days a week. I'm going to walk away with $312. May not be entertaining. You know, I know you guys want to see me get to 500. I could easily do it. I do it all the time. But I want to remind you, the most important thing is to walk away with profit. Be a professional player. Show that you can consistently do it. Because if you cannot, do not attempt to be a professional gambler. If you cannot walk away with profit and you don't recognize how to save money and build a bankroll, gambling is not for you. That's all I got to tell you guys. Thanks for watching. Give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. So appreciate you guys. Baccarat is I'm more of a Baccarat channel than anything else. Baccarat and craps, but I'm kind of cutting back on craps because the market's not there. So I focus on the Baccarat now. Okay, so Baccarat is going to be the majority of my videos, and I just don't have the audience out for craps is so limited. I focus more on the Baccarat, and Baccarat is what has supported this channel from day one. It's been the Baccarat players, so I've put my focus more on my Baccarat players. That's why I'm going to Sacramento. Thank you, Eric. I'm going out there and having a great time at the Hard Rock Casino. The Hard Rock Casino comped my room. And then I'm going out and meeting 4 people out in Las Vegas. Those particular people are getting training as well. So we've got holidays coming up. Guys, we've got a new year to make a lot of money. Get your training. Usually, you know, November, December are my busiest months where I do training because people are getting ready to make money in the new year. You know, I've had 2 amazing years in a row. 2024 was my biggest year that I ever had. And then 2025 was also a great year so far. Not as good as 24, but it was still a great year. If I told you guys how much I earned this year, you wouldn't even believe me. If I told you what I earned in 2024, you would definitely not believe me. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. You have a great day, okay?